Welcome back to the Renngineering YouTube and podcast, and Happy New Year to the 3,000 or so people that are now subscribed to this channel. I cannot get my head around that. And to the 10,000 or so people that watched the My Porsche story that went out last week on New Year's Day. This episode is the first of a phase 2 of the Ren Build series that you may have watched before on buying this car and running it for 4 years, my 2015 Porsche Cayman, selling it, so the reasons why, and then buying a 2018 Carrera T, 911 Carrera T, and then deciding to sell it, and then hunting for this car and buying it back. I know I don't understand it either. But since I bought it back, I took it from a very vanilla car to the car you saw in that trip to the Alps. So this part of the series is about, well, how did I get from that vanilla car to what it looks like now, what it drives like now, and some of the future plans in the end of the series. So that's what that's about. One thing I'll say is some of the camera angles are a bit jaunty. They're not great. That's where I was at the time technically. I'd like to think things have improved a little since then. Parts, some of the parts I talk about made it onto that car and then got taken back off. What I will do is when that happens, I'll tell you the reasons why I took those parts off, fully explain it. And one I will talk about is Joy Auto, what a bag of rubbish that is, and what I've replaced it with since. And there is a giveaway at the end of this episode, so stay tuned for that as well. For now though, I'll hand over to me from about 18 months ago, talking about all the plans for this 2015 Porsche Cayman. So this is a little video. This is a fairly short one. I'm just going to run you through everything that I've bought for my Cayman to modify it. If you haven't seen, so I own this Porsche Cayman, this 2015 base model Cayman in pure white. I owned it for 4 years. Decided that I wanted a 911 Carrera T in speed yellow. Went out and bought and sold their Cayman basically and bought a 911 Carrera T. Loved the Carrera T, didn't love it enough to keep it. So quite shortly afterwards, I sold it again. If you want to learn more about that whole experience and why I made those decisions, then go back and watch the other couple of videos, the collection video, the selling video, and why I sold the car. So watch all of that stuff and then come back and then watch this, because this makes more sense if you go and see that. So what have I got then? Here you can see, so I'll talk you through everything I'm going to do. Firstly, wheels and tyres. Gone for Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. They are the tyre to have ready for a road car. Pretty much everybody waxes lyrical about it. I've gone for the N0 tyre. I'm going to do a whole thing on N0 or just manufacturer-based tyres anyway, and the compounds they use and why it's important or not important. Pays your money and you take your choice. So these are Boxster Spider wheels. Now the options I had, or the options I sort of decided on, was BBS E88s. Couldn't get them from Love Nor Money. Augment wheels. Augment. We're going to build me a set of Fuchs-ish. In gold with black with cutouts, basically like the Magnum Walker colours of his, I think it's on 277, isn't it? But he's got them in silver on 277. I think they're really cool. I looked around and scoured the internet. It's a lot of money to spend without being completely sure it's going to look good on the car. And when I did see some Fuchs style wheels on Caymans and 981s in general, I didn't love the look, and that pushed me towards something else. And I also wanted to make sure that this whole car is OEM plus. So I've gone for Boxster Spider wheels, and they're basically the same as the GTS 4 litre Cayman and Boxster. So I know they're going to look good because they look good. I've had them done in satin aurum. These were bought as singles, they weren't bought as a set. I couldn't get a set for sensible money, and they're well over £6,000 to buy them from Porsche, which I wasn't prepared to spend. So I didn't spend anything like that. The only thing that was custom was the centre caps, because they don't do the centre caps with the badge in the middle. They just do them with the flat printed, the centre cap. So yeah, so that's what I've gone for. I've gone for the satin aurum, Boxster Spider wheels with a set of 4S's on. In here, KW height adjustable springs. I've got PDLS and PASM, so these are fine for PASM. PASM's a 20mm drop anyway, if you didn't know. PDLS, Porsche dynamic lighting system. It's that you turn around the corner and it sort of turns around the corner. I don't think it's that great. But I don't want any alerts up, and apparently or lights on the dash. And if you just throw some springs on a car, and you've got PDLS, there's a good chance you're going to get a warning light. I don't want any warning lights, so I've gone for this. And I will show you very quickly what these look like. So these are from KW, and as I said before, everything for me has to be OE plus, OEM plus, or as close to it. Or KW supply Manti for all their kit. I think it's Manti the other day. But anyway, there's lots of KW stuff all over Porsches, and I'm pretty happy that that's as good as you're going to get. I didn't want to change the shocks. I love PASM. I'm going to go for the PASM controller, the DSC controller, for a better sampling rate, so you get a harder or softer. And I'm probably going to go with some anti-roll bars, and I don't know which ones yet, but I'm gonna test these out first and see how I get on with the DSC controller and the springs, and then if I still feel there's too much body roll, which I feel like there is at the moment, I'll go with some anti-roll bars as well. But we can do that separately. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, I've got those going on. Very excited about that. I think they look great. Anything you want to know about those as we fit? Because I couldn't find any reviews anywhere. So it's a bit of a leap into the unknown with those, but we'll see. Barnsport will be fitting those. And if you haven't watched the geometry tech talk I did, I'm going to sit on my bum because my legs are going stiff. Go and watch the geometry tech talk with Barnsport, and that's fascinating. I learned a lot with that. It's 45 minutes, but it tells you all about caster, camber, toe, you name it, it's all in there. Go and watch that. And so we're following that up with a fitting video at Barnsport. I'm not going to do that here. There's some special tools that are needed. I don't have any adjustable adjustment settings or geo bits and pieces here. So yeah, we're going to do it at Barnsport. What else? GCS front end. Some of these parts are used, some of them are brand new. It's a lot, you can tell that it's cost a lot of money to do all this, and so yeah, to lessen the burden a little bit, I think it was about $3,000 to buy all the kit for brand new from Porsche, and I've saved a fair chunk by doing it secondhand. So bought a front bumper from Brookspeed, who convert cars for racing, and they took one off a GTS. So this is just off a GTS. It's painted black. You can see at the back there, and it's got to go to the body shop. But these are all the trim bits, and I'll insert a link to the video. I'm going to basically everybody that I find on YouTube that's helped with videos, I'm going to link to those videos as well. You'll see me doing it, but cite your references. It's a basic thing. If you've learned from something from somebody, don't pilfer their material. Just link to them. So there's a couple of people. Tommy L Garage. Thank you, mate, for all your efforts. Because taking apart the interior, when I get to the interior, I'll tell you about that. But yeah, really helpful. So that's good. Test Drive Scotland was the other one. Yeah, they've been really helpful with those videos, and it showed me a lot of where the clips are and things, so I don't break stuff, because I really don't want to break any clips. If I break any clips, stuff gets replaced, because I don't want any creaks, rattles, squeaks, nothing. It's got to be perfect when it goes back together. The exhaust. So when I sold the Cayman before, the guy put an OEM standard base model exhaust back on. One of my favorite things about that car was the fact it had a design 911 Valvetronic exhaust. So I went and bought exactly the same exhaust again. I loved how it sounded. It's a fairly inexpensive exhaust. It's about £1,200, I think. I think I might have got a discount code and it was a bit cheaper. But it's there or thereabouts. And actually, when you look at all the other exhausts available, that's pretty bargain basement. It sounds brilliant. It's switched, it's valved. And I've got Sports Plus, so you get like about 4 or 5 different modes by having all the different settings, like normal, Sport, Sport Plus, valves on, valves off. Yeah, can't do any squaring in my head, but you get a few. What else we got? So yeah, all the GCS kit. I will show you this. It's the silly things for me. This is show you that. Don't know if it's going to focus or not. Maybe, I don't know. It's a Porsche 70th anniversary grille badge. It does fit in there. They didn't sell the 70th anniversary grille badge in white. They sold it in black, and it was, I think, 89mm. This is a 76mm grille badge, and it fits perfectly in there. The white ones are really rare. You couldn't buy them, so they gave them out at a Porsche event for the 70th anniversary. The black ones, well, I think it's 2,500 of them, something like that. But even they're quite rare. These go for normally about 300 quid, which is £300 in the UK. I don't know what they go for abroad, but yeah, they're a lot of money anyway. I did not pay that. I found one that was a bargain basement from Germany, so it came over from Germany, which is great. Joy also. One thing I loved about the Carrera T and the latest model PCM, you know, everything was plugged in, and I just got CarPlay and all that stuff. Got back into my Cayman, and it's got CDR31 and Bose. Weird combination, and yeah, so CDR31, if you didn't know, all you get is a CD player and FM radio. So no DAB, no backup cameras, no reversing forward camera, no, you get nothing. It's got the buttons, so it's even more pointless because you've got buttons that you hit and they don't do anything. So yeah, and thankfully this module kit is, again, I will link out to who I've watched to be able to do this. I think it was Tommy, actually. I think it was Tommy El Garagian. Anyway, I will link to the videos I used to do this, and I'll show my own version of it, because I'm basically going to take most of the interior trim out so I can do it all properly. Everything's going to be hidden away. Everything's going to be either zip tied or there'll be foam around it so there's no squeaks and rattles. Again, I can't stand that. So I'll then have CarPlay, front and rear cameras. It's going to be great. What else have we got? So more interior bits. Oh yeah, let's do more interior bits. The interior of a base model Cayman is pretty basic, as you'd imagine. Mostly black plastic, unless it's spec'd separately, which I'm sure some were, but most of the specs were no leather. I've got Sports Plus seats, and the seats are really nice. But all the door cards, dash, everything was just plastic. There's no leather anywhere. I'm generally okay with that. I don't mind it. What I do want is Carrera T door cards, because I like the fabric door pulls. I know it's ridiculous. I know it doesn't actually weigh any less, probably. In fact, probably with the plastic versus the leather, even with the grab handles, they'll be heavier. I don't care. I just think it looks cool. So I will probably buy a set of those. And then, and then I'll have to change the dash to leather. I don't know. I like the grabby door pan. It's going to cost me an absolute fortune to do that. It'll be a later job. It won't be anything soon. Anyway, in the meantime, what I've done to try and lift the cabin a little bit is I've gone for the white, so exterior colour, interior trim pieces. So the ones that go around the front of the car are the sort of the ones that go around that run alongside the front, so where your cup holders are, all that stuff. So I should show you the cup holder one. So as I said, my car's a pure white Cayman, and so I've gone for you can see that, pure white. Should look lovely and lift the interior loads, which I'm really excited about. Because there's quite a bit, the only thing I'm not sure about actually, there's quite a lot of the matching sort of chrome-ish, silvery bits in there already, and I'm not changing everything. I think it'd be a bit overkill, and it'd look a bit, I can't get this back in now. It'd be a bit overkill if I made everything white, so I'm not doing that. But these two boxes down there are the interior trims. Okay, yes. Exhaust, I've told you about the exhaust. That's going back to the Zyntec 911 Valvetronic. Stickers, the back. I'm going to sit down again. My legs are hurting. So, yeah, the badging on the back of the car. At the moment, it's the standard chrome Porsche, then Cayman. I guess the options were primed, so painted body colour, black, or chrome. Quite a lot of what I've seen is where people have taken it off the deck lid and put it onto the bumper to match this Boxster Spider and GT4, I think. I think it looks okay. I think what it does for the non-GT Cayman is gives you a big blank white space. I think it looks okay on the Boxster, especially the Spider, because you've got those lovely speed humps, and I think it looks really cool. But so I didn't really want that. Black would have been okay, and if this doesn't work, what I'm about to explain, that's what I'll end up doing, but I wanted to try something a little bit different. The contrast colour based on Paul Stevens' Le Mans heritage car, go and have a look at his 911, it's so sweet, and I'm kind of basically nicking a load of ideas off that. to my spec. So this is a 70s RS 911 sticker for the back, the inverted one, so not the actual Porsche lettering, but the inverted lettering. That's done in a forest green, so I'm going to try that across the back instead of any badging at all and see what that looks like. It might be a total disaster. It might look absolutely awful. I'm hoping it doesn't. If it doesn't, it'll stay. If it does, it'll go, and it'll go to a black Porsche badge with no Cayman on it at all. Fingers crossed, because I really want it to look good. I've got the side decals, but what I've gone for is matte black, and then the same matching green, the sort of oak greeny colour Porsche logo in the middle. In there is some Boxster daytime running lights for the GTS front end, and I'll talk to you about the GTS front end. The Boxster running lights I bought second-hand. They are tinted, I think, on the GTS. The standard Boxster DRLs fit in that GTS front bumper, so that's really cool. I've talked about the GTS front bumper, I've talked about the grille, I've talked about the suspension, Joy Auto. There's a couple of frunk plastics there that were scratched up when the car went in for service, which really annoyed me, of replacing those. I want it to be as good. I mean, the car is basically perfect anyway. There's a couple of sort of minor marks, but that's about it. Lots of plastics, bit and fitting parts, the exhaust over there. I think that I've covered it. GTS diffuser. Everything that I fit is going to be shown on YouTube anyway, so you'll get to see it all. I think the only thing I'll mention now is the bits I haven't bought that I do need to buy. Seat belts in the same sort of green colour, that's going to be done, but I want to wait until all the other green's done so I can match the seat belts to that green so there's not a contrast. That'd be really awful if it was missed, if it's sort of not quite right. Steering wheel retrim. I haven't decided whether to go for a GT4 Boxster Spider steering wheel yet. If I do, it'll get retrimmed in leather, the same black leather but with the green stitching. Seat centers are going to be probably houndstooth, so that kind of off-white with black and green. So again, matching the green. I actually love the Sports Plus seats. I was originally going to spend out and get some carbon fibre backed folding buckets. I just don't think I need it. I think what I've got is great. So I'm just going to have the centres done. Steering wheel retrim, seat belts, seat centers. Oh yeah, dials. So I'm going to go for a white tack, so a white rev counter. You can get the silver in the Cayman S and Boxster S. I don't know if white. I think white is an option actually. So I'm going to get the white, but I'm not going to get the speedo and the rev counter because it'll be imbalanced because the digital display you can't change the colour of anyway, so it'll look really weird with the 2 and then the 1. So I'm just going to keep the tack, the rev counter, and that'll be white. I think with all of that, that should lift the interior lovely and it'll look really different. It'll look, like I said, OEM plus. It'll look really smart. Not too much, I hope. You never know with these things, right? So every time you modify a car, I try to do everything so it's kind of cohesive and works together as a single design rather than just add stuff on. But sometimes it goes wrong and it doesn't look that great, and if it doesn't, I'll probably leave it on because I've spent an enormous amount of money. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else to explain right now. So that's the introduction. That's setting the scene as, oh no, there is Boxster Spider ducktail. So that's not here yet. Should arrive in the next few days. That's body coloured as well. I think I've covered everything. I think I've covered everything a few times actually, so this will probably be edited to not show the duplications, but yeah, I'm really happy. I can't wait to get on with this. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to be paint correcting the car because it's got swirls all over it, and I'm probably going to do the decals tomorrow and the wheels, and that'll be the wheels and decals. Come on, I can't wait. There's loads to do. But yeah, I think the wheels going on and the decals going on will be a good head start, right? It's going to take a little time for the bumper to get painted and things, and then I'll do. And I think because when I do this, I'm going to strip as much as I can out of the interior and take the bumper off, the front bumper off to do the forward camera, and the same with the reversing camera and the splitter and the exhaust. I'll probably do that as a whole thing. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting started. I hope you've enjoyed this kind of explanation as to what the plan is with my Cayman. I'm really excited. Come along and see each part. Each section of this is going to be done in a video as well, so you'll get to see like the rear done, and probably exhaust to be one, and then the rest of it will be the splitter and everything, and the camera going in, and then the Joy Auto, and then the front end, and then the interior bits. So there's going to be a lot to go. Yeah. If you've got any ideas, actually, if you've got anything that you think I've missed, if you think something is an absolutely terrible idea, do let me know. I'm happy to hear that as well. It'll be fine. But yeah, let's see how it goes. And if you haven't followed us over on Instagram, so we're Renngineering UK at Renngineering UK on Instagram, at Renngineering on Facebook. Make sure you like this because we're a new channel, still getting started, still kind of trying to build followers and everything. So yeah, it helps with the algorithm, and it'll pop over other people's suggested feed and stuff. So those things do mean something at the moment. I know people say it when they got like 4 million followers, but actually at this stage, it really makes a difference. So do make the effort to just hit the like button. But hit the bell icon as well so you get notified when these next videos drop. Yeah, Cayman's back, 911's gone. Let's start modifying this car. So I hope you enjoyed that episode. Thank you so much for watching. I said at the start of the episode that there was going to be a giveaway, and here it is. This is a 1/12 scale Minichamps 911 from 1977. They don't make these anymore. They're now discontinued, as lots of things that are great are. But that means it's now £400 to buy if you want to buy one of these, and I'm going to send it anywhere in the world. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning this, all you have to do is 3 things. You've got to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and head over to Instagram at Renngineering UK and make sure you follow there. In the next 6 days, I will wait and see what happens, see how many people do it, and then I'll run a quick scan and then select someone at random, and then I'll say who that is, and then plan to send it out next week on next week's episode. So if you want to be in a chance of winning a 1/12 scale 1977 911 Turbo in gold, you can do that and just do those 3 things. For now though, I hope you have a lovely week, and I'll see you back next week for another episode. Take care for now. Bye bye.